Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. WBO welterweight champion Jeffrey Horn says there's a lot of guys out there that can do and mimic basically what Terence Crawford does. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, we got some donations. I've been going live. I got some Venmos, and a lot coming to the channel 2018. Mark my words. Stay posted. WBO welterweight champion out of Australia, Jeff Horn, spoke with the Courier Mail. Shout out to them. Link in the description. And had interesting things to say. Want to talk about it. He's picking his sparring partners and deciding where he's going to go in terms of his team for this particular training camp. It should be announced officially from Top Rank soon. But ESPN pay-per-view, I believe, April 14th, Madison Square Garden in New York. And one of the people he's sparring, I haven't heard, but it's a prospect named Liam Paro and some other guys that he's putting together for this sparring team. And Jeff Horn is of the thinking that there's a lot of guys out there that can mimic what Crawford does well. And he says this Liam Paro guy is a really slick boxer and he's very clever. He's an awkward southpaw, and Crawford fights a lot from the southpaw stance, so I'm preparing against both left-handed and right-handed fighters, right? He goes on to say that Crawford is a very good boxer, obviously, but I think there are a lot of fighters with similar speed and talent to him, so I'm certainly not overawed. It will be a good to prove the critics wrong, just like I did with Pacquiao when so many people said I didn't stand a chance. Listen. For the record, you know what I mean, I keep it real. This is nothing against Jeff Horn as a person. I disagree with everything he just said. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that really can imitate or mimic what Terence Crawford has been doing. For example, one of the things is, I like this thing in boxing. It's called the zone. And when you reach the zone, when you're in the zone, it's hard to get people out of there. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen it for, like, let's say anybody, Mike Tyson. It doesn't even matter your style, Mike Tyson or whoever. And what I mean by the zone is you just have a lot of forward progress, a lot of momentum, and you're feeling yourself. Your performances keep getting sharper, keep getting better. The fans are fucking with you. I think Deontay Wilder's kind of in the zone right now. Like, he has probably the most momentum that he's had in his career. He's knocked out the only guy that went 12 rounds with him in Bermane-Stiverne. He did it brutally in the first round, and you've seen him huffing and puffing and had his guard down after the first couple of knockdowns, things like that. Now he's going after the perceived boogeyman in the heavyweight division. He's aggressively calling out Joshua. He's in the zone, right? Crawford is in the zone. The man was just undisputed. He's hungry, he's undefeated. He believes that he can have a success at welterweight. You know what I mean? Errol Spence is in the zone. So that's one thing. Your sparring partners, if your person that you're sparring with is a prospect, then no matter what his background is, and I'm not saying the guy's shit or the guy's hard, because I don't even know him. Never even heard of him. But what I am saying is you can't mimic the zone. You just can't, because you haven't had your own journey and your own pro career manifest to the point where you would know what that feels like to be undisputed, to be a champion with all the belts, to be a guy who has had, like Crawford at 140, if you really think about it. And I understand 140 is a different division, but at 140, Crawford has knocked out pretty much everyone that he's faced except for Victor Postal. And I was at the Postal fight as media, and he did a number on Postal, and he knocked him down maybe two times or so. So, I mean, he clearly beat him, and that was a champion. Everybody else, Thomas Delorme, Hank Lundy, Thierry Jean, Julius Ndongo, all those other guys, he knocked out. Felix Diaz. So I think he's in the zone, and that's something you can't duplicate through sparring. Sparring is intended to best prepare you. Another thing is, you hear Jeff Horn, he's saying, I'm getting left-handers and right-handers. But guess what? Terence Crawford, himself, one person, one being, one entity, can switch effortlessly from a left-hander southpaw to a righty. Whereas you got guys that are right-handed and probably predominantly fighting right-handed, and then you got some southpaw work. That's different when one person can do it all. It's like an all-in-one. You know, it was a Swiss Army knife, you know what I mean, where there's multiple purposes. You have a bottle opener, you have the knife aspect, you have something that can cut twine, you know what I mean? You have different components, and that's different, you know what I mean? So I don't really agree with what Jeff Horn is saying. I am favoring Crawford in this fight. I'm not selling Jeff Horn short. I think this could be a good fight because he's rugged, he comes in with his head, he seems tough, but what he's saying, like comparing, oh, I want to prove people wrong, you're going to have to prove me wrong on this one. And proving people wrong against Pacquiao is totally different. See, this is just my personal opinion, people. But he proved, I don't even think he beat Pacquiao. That's one thing. I never went back and watched the fight, but from what I remember from watching it live and doing my post-fight and stuff, I had Pacquiao winning by a slight margin. So, you know what I mean? I'm not screaming robbery. I'm not saying Pacquiao didn't fight good in that particular fight. He was getting bullied early and stuff like that. But I thought he did enough to win. That's just my personal opinion, right? But nonetheless, he got the judges' favor, the judges' decision, and they gave it to him. But there are other people that agree that Pacquiao should have won. You know what I mean? So you can say, oh, I proved people wrong, because technically you did, but at the end of the day, there's still some questions on the validity of the win. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was cookie cutter clean, where there is no dispute. That's one thing, but either way, you can't compare because Pacquiao is not a cerebral fighter. You know what I mean? He's a guy who's kind of getting older, still fights the same way, and he's not really a thinker. Like he just goes off of animalistic instinct and, you know what I mean, what he's been doing his whole life and what he knows. You can't compare that to Crawford. Crawford, I think, is far more versatile, a lot fresher, been through less wars. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the Pacquiao resume. You know what I mean? So you can't even really compare proving people wrong. The other thing is this is just my personal opinion with the situation, is I really think, and this is no excuse, I really think that Pacquiao, Freddie Roach, Pacquiao team, you know what I mean, I think they underestimated Jeff Horn. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. The guy had 16, 17 fights, maybe. Nobody on his resume but Randall Bailey, and you know what I mean? He didn't really have nobody. So they underestimated him on top of everything else. And then he pulled the upset on them. But since that has been done, and has been done publicly, and we all witness it, I don't think Terence Crawford is going to make that same mistake of underestimating. You know what I mean? Because now you're aware that Jeff Horn, okay, he is a tough customer. He is durable because he got hurt in the 9th round and survived some kind of way. You know what I mean? So I don't really see why you would underestimate someone from that point. You know what I mean? That puts the limelight on them, a win like that, because everybody was talking about it for one reason or another. So I don't know. We'll just see if lightning strikes twice. That's just my opinion. I don't think there's a lot of guys in sparring that are going to be exactly like what Crawford, especially, and this is no disrespect to Australia, but I haven't seen too many guys from Australia that are world class in terms of, you put them against the top names in Mexico, the top names in America, the top British names, and they're just destroying them. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember too many stars from Australia who are considered the best of the best. For example, like Jeff Horn, most people would favor Errol Spence over Jeff Horn, or Keith Thurman over Jeff Horn. Most people, you know what I mean? They wouldn't favor him to win in those situations. You know what I mean? Anthony Mundine or somebody, they wouldn't favor him to win against the top Jermell Charlo or Jared Swift Hurd, Edeslandi Lara, you know what I mean, guys like that. He already lost to Josh Clottey. I think he got knocked down like 6 to 8 times. He got stopped by Charles Hatley, who Jermell Charlo brutally knocked out. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't be the favorite. So I don't know. Maybe they have some great work in Australia. But from what I've seen at a world-class level, I haven't seen too many stars that have come from that region. You know what I mean? I've seen a couple from New Zealand. Like, you know what I mean? Joseph Parker's, David Tua's, and stuff like that. But I haven't seen too many people straight out of Australia. So to say that there's a ton, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm ill-informed or something, but it's still going to be hard to duplicate what Crawford does well. Like I said, he's a switch hitter, and he has the momentum, and he's in the zone right now. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.